Good morning, all you good people. Alright, today is November 19th, 2019, and this is just for today the language of empathy. The addict would find from the start as much identification as each needed to convince himself that he could stay clean by the example of others who had recovered for many years. Basic Text 88. Many of us attended our first meeting and not being entirely sure that NA was for us, found much to criticize. Yep, that's me. Either we felt as though no one had suffered like us, or like we had, or that we hadn't suffered enough. But as we listened, we started to hear something new, a wordless language with its roots in recognition, belief, and faith. The language of empathy. Desiring to belong, we kept listening. We find all the identification we need as we learn to understand and speak the language of empathy. To understand this special language, we listen with our hearts. The language of empathy uses few words. It feels more than it speaks. It doesn't preach or lecture. It listens. It can reach out and touch the spirit of another addict without a single spoken word. Yeah. Fluency in the language of empathy comes to us through practice. It's like anything, like practicing muscles or practicing meditation. The more we use it with other addicts and our higher power, the more we understand this language. It keeps us coming back. So just for today, I will listen with my heart, and each passing day, I will become more fluent in the language of empathy. Thank you, World Services of NA. Alright, so I read this like 5 times today. My sponsee sends me the affirmation every morning, and it's actually pretty helpful because like I wake up, I see this in the morning, I'm like, what the heck is he talking about? And then let's see. And then I read it and I try to relate to him, and I try to like give him my experience and strength and hope on how this feels for me. So this language of empathy thing, like I don't know, I read this whole thing didn't make sense to me the first time, but then it started to make more sense. And really, for me, it's talking about not talking. It's talking about just listening. It's talking about not preaching or lecturing. It's talking about being there, present with someone, and feeling what they feel, feeling what my friend feels. So I think an example that's probably really good is I have a friend, she lost her kids CPS maybe, and I never had kids myself. Um, but I am a kid. I mean, I was a kid. I'm still a kid. I got an inner child. Um, but I mean, I've been a kid, and I hadn't had parents around because they were always working, and it kind of sucked. And I can only imagine how painful it would have been for my parents to lose me, but also as a kid to have like grown up without parents at all. Like I'm lucky, I'm blessed that I had parents like they wanted to work and they wanted to be able to provide for me. So I mean, I'm so grateful for that. And coming from a situation where you know, if I didn't have parents, it would have just sucked. But that's the kind of thinking that I have now. Instead of like, oh well, I'm just gonna criticize this girl can't get it together. This girl, she's always crying all the time or whatever. Instead of that, like I'm like, damn, that actually really fucking sucks. Um, and I can feel you, and I relate to you. And so it's not really, these are the few words I use. I don't speak much. I just listen with a few words, say, damn, brother, I get you, dude. I feel you. I got it. I totally understand. I'm there with you. And for me, that's what empathy is about. That's what keeps me coming back to the rooms. Because like, underneath it all, once I throw away all the bullshit of, like, I'm supposed to be a man, macho man, this, that, and I'm not supposed to cry. Like, once I get through that, then, like, once I'm butt ass naked, I can be. I think we're all actually like pretty empathizing human beings, and like that just comes up underneath with practice. And once I take off the armor, it's like, okay, I'm a human being, you're a human person, and we're relating in the rooms. um I don't know, that's what it sounded like for me about this passage, and I really appreciated that I have a sponsor to work with. um and yeah, that's pretty much it. So hopefully that was helpful. I'm new to this, trying this out. Hopefully I can just keep doing it every day. But anyways, I love you all. I'll wish you all a good day, and please keep coming back. Stay clean. Stay clean. Like this. Razor clean. Alright. Good times.